So you're all alone.
You fucking chucklehead, keep going.
You are sitting in your front room, pants at your ankles, hand around a beer.
Yeah.
Just scrolling Pornhub for no reason. Nothing.
Are you watching on my security camera?
Nothing you see is satisfying. And then accidentally,
I'm so scared when you plan an opening.
You scroll and find Zig and Larry Ignore Topic.
Oh.
Because it's on Pornhub. Because somebody said they're constantly fucking up. They might as well be in the right place. You click on
That's not true, really?
No, it's not true.
Damn it.
But I'm going to start uploading our videos to Pornhub, I think. Oh, what's going on, Patient Zero?
I tell you what, I'm Typhoid Mary, sit rep. So here's a sit rep. Ready?
Yep.
My right leg is still slightly smaller than my left leg. So I walk with a limp due to the injury I got 7 months ago. I'm missing a tooth due to the fact that I had an abscess that ate a hole through my skull, and it's stitched up. So I have that. And every time I cough, I cough the plague of the 2020s towards anybody who I'm speaking to. So I'm basically a B-level bullshit DC comic villain right now. I can't figure out what my name is, but I know I can't get away fast because I limp, and I have no real henchmen because they're like, they don't want to be around me because I'll give them coke. So I got back from the wedding last week. Wedding. And since then, I've been sleeping on the couch.
Which is always great, restful sleep.
Yeah, wearing a mask inside. But I'm very thankful because I've kept my wife away from. She hasn't gotten sick yet. And I mean, at this point, when you're vaxxed and when you're boosted, it's just like a nasty flu. But you still don't want to keep them. You want to keep them away from it because you don't know how it's going to affect. So yeah, I haven't physically touched her. I've taken a couple of tests. I haven't been in the same room. We're keeping 6 feet apart with masks on. It's fun. It's fun. I'm not sure what would be my my DC villain name. If you walk with a limp, you're missing a tooth, and you cough the plague. This is a plague that took down the entire world for 2 weeks. So I mean,
yeah, I mean, one, I feel
creative.
Like we need the worst villains book to get us some inspiration.
It's a B or C level villain.
Yeah, definitely. Like a C level villain that like Kevin Smith takes over writing for and makes him cool for like 6 months, and then everyone forgets about him again. You are okay. Come on, brain. Hold on, Daddy's got to have his medicine.
I'll have some as well.
Okay. See, and first thing that came to mind was the hack.
Hold on. As long as you throw in bullshit comedian who has a limp, missing a tooth, and coughs the plague, he's obviously the hack.
He's the hack.
That's well
guys,
done.
we did it. Guys, gang, we did it.
No, you did it. That's you.
No,
well, eat that. That's great.
But to concentrate on the positive, we were just talking before we recorded. You live in paradise. The ocean is right there.
It's the Gulf. They tell you all the time it's the Gulf.
Right. It's salt water.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I can't really.
Your skin looks great.
Thank you very much. It's what I do. It's the facade. You just cover all of the broken shit in this beautiful bronze, and you let the insides slowly deteriorate. Even though the beach is outside, I don't feel comfortable going. Like I'm just staying inside. I'm not doing anything.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you're not a fucking monster. So
no, it's not that big of a deal, probably. But if somebody isn't vaccinated and I cough on them and they die, guess what? That's on me. So I'm not doing that until I'm better. Yeah.
This is what I look like tan. This is my tan.
No, I think that's your shirt. Your shirt is a reddish.
Yeah, yeah, this is the best I got. We've been
Do you
spending
not tan? You burn or you stay Nordic?
I I so when we go to the beach, I get pink. I just turn pink, and then for like 2 days I have a nice brownish skin tone. But then immediately I'm like a lizard because everything on the bottom is still white. It's just it's not good. Like I love being out in the sun. We've spent so much time outside, standing in the sun,
Mhm.
trying to get color. Nick is this, she's turned this beautiful olive tone, and I am just still this.
I used to be that too until I moved down here. Like a 15-minute walk 3 times a day with the dog, you start to just like envelop the color.
Yeah, yeah, the local color, if you will.
Well, no, not that, because that's DeSantis, and he doesn't want you to like acknowledge the fact that some people are not white and straight and Christian.
Oh, well, fuck him.
Yep. Can we pause?
Yes, sir. Hold on. And see, and that's when
Mm-hmm.
you put the fist in.
All the way.
But I mean, what's your definition of all the way? Like
I
elbow or
would say
shoulder?
sternum.
So when you can play xylophone,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean,
It's mostly like a Tim Burton kind of thing.
yeah. I mean, if yeah, that's how you do it if you're not a pussy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did we just missed that entire conversation? I think I hit pause. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I
Well,
forgot.
I
I
did
forgot to
actually pause.
record. I forgot to record. That's on me.
It's fine. It's fine. You know what? I'm just gonna take this dog out of the waste paper basket, because that was part of that. There we go. And we can move on. Jesus Christ, with life. You ever have a point where life just like grabs you by the nuts? You're like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of over it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've had some shit, pal. I mean, you've had
Mm-hmm.
a run of fuck yous from the universe.
Yeah, what do you do?
Drink gin.
Yeah, regrettably.
Hey, gin's good for you. It's medicinal.
It used to be, yeah, but that's where they were putting lime juice in it to prevent the scurvy.
Yeah. Yep. Prevents the scurvy.
Mhm.
It helps to align your humors.
My humor has never been aligned. It's always been slightly askew and
Slightly
mildly
askew.
offensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so yeah, you've got the plague.
I
We've
do.
decided
Yeah.
your new villain name is the Hack.
That's actually pretty good.
I'm really proud of that.
No, it's brilliant. I'm upset that I didn't come up with it. A comic who coughs the plague. It's the Hack.
The Hack.
A bad comic. I'm a bad comic. I get this.
I feel like whoever wrote I was just talking about it. God damn it. Oh, this is why maybe I shouldn't stay up so late drinking. Knock 'em Dead, the comic book about the it's a graphic novel. Dude is a bad comedian who is hanging out with a better comedian after an open mic. They get in a car accident. The bad comic ends up like absorbing this better comic's soul, and it becomes better at comedy. They decide, because it's not good for him to, it's kind of rotting his body, so they do an exorcism and then realize that he really needs the this, and so instead of bringing back that other comic, he puts the spirit of other dead great comics, like the first one he does is Lenny Bruce, and puts that in his.
That's where you go first, sure.
Yeah, it's a very interesting read. Especially if you love comedy, or if you are a stand-up comic. It's like Sam Tallent's Running the Light. It's a great book on its own. but it is about a stand-up comic that has hit his peak and he's on his way over the hill, and who's addicted to everything, and is kind of a selfish asshole. And it's an amazing read. There's some real funny moments. There's also some it's more a cautionary tale than it is anything. It's you do not want to become this guy, so be careful. It is it's an awesome book. It's one of those that when I finished it when we were on vacation. I'm sitting on the deck of this beautiful beach house, and I finish it. I'm crying a little bit, I get the tears, and I just closed the book and threw it off the deck.
Wow.
I was like, I'm
Okay.
done. And Nick was like, are we okay? And I was like, I know you want to read it next. I'll go get it here in a minute, but I needed it not near me right now. She's like, oh shit, that's it's that good. I was like, yeah, it's that fucking good. But yeah, if anybody out there looking for a good read, if you like graphic novels, knock 'em dead, and if you just like a good cautionary tale, Running the Light is very good. And that's been Larry's book corner review.
Welcome to the comedy podcast. That's a Larry topic. Larry would like to tell you how great a book is, and he's gonna dab his eyes just for a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Privilege with a cloth, but what are you gonna do?
Well, but Sam Tallent's a stand-up comic, and probably one of the best right now. So he put Norm Macdonald in the book as like a main character. So the main character is a made-up guy who's, as you're reading it, you can tell when Sam you're reading it, you're like, oh, that's this old comic. Oh, that's this old comic. Like old road dogs that I've worked with, that I'm like, oh, I know who he's talking about when he's doing this. Oh, I know who he's talking about with this part. And he's just taken all these old road comics and mushed them into one dude. And you're like, all right, yeah, well done, Sam. Well done with being a little sneaky. And that's been Reading Rainbow with LeVar Burton. Butterfly in the sky. I'm gonna fuck a guy.
Whoa.
What? That's not the lyrics? That is not the lyrics?
It could be for you. I mean, like, you can have your weekend whatever you want.
Weekend, whatever you want. That's that is fuck, I lost it. I just lost everything.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Let's get back to center. Okay, get back to center. We had a contest.
Well, we did.
Ah, Christ. Just do it. Just say
it. Once again, we had a contest. I don't understand something. I'm just gonna start with I don't understand. Like, I'm not upset by who won.
No. This
guy's rad as fuck. He is.
Fuck yeah.
James Rose, you did it again, buddy.
Jeebus creepus.
So and he sends me some delightful things on Instagram. Rad dude. But I don't understand, because our numbers say we have X amount of listeners.
Doesn't matter.
But when we
James Rose is our listener. He's our listener.
I think he's just got multiple, he's got either multiple phones or multiple accounts in different parts of the country, and he's downloading on whatever device he can at the top of a mountain somewhere in Wyoming, just to make us feel good about ourselves. So thank you, buddy. That's where all those numbers. Why are we getting so many hits in Germany? Well, because James set up some old Microsoft towers, and That's all they do is just ping our show. So I appreciate that, pal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, James, it was the first one to.
That was, yep. he was the first one.
He was the first, and
So,
well, James, we don't want you to think we're bummed that you won, buddy.
no, buddy.
But we appreciate you to no end. It's just that when we throw these things out there, kind of assume that, because I know a lot of the people that listen to our show are interested in a pastime of enjoying herb, your favorite herb. To quote our sponsor, Spliff Society.
For me, it's dill.
Mine is Philip, and
wow.
Yeah. So when we throw these contests out there, and like, it just, we're not going to stop. Well, we may stop. We may have to stop doing it because Spliff Society may decide that they no longer want to sponsor us.
However, in this instance, because of the rules that we set out, James, you won.
You won, buddy. So thanks for participating. I want to thank all the listeners who apparently don't listen to us on Apple Podcasts, but on other platforms.
Jesus.
So if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please give us a like, a 5-star rating, or a subscribe or whatever, a 5-star rating, and give us a review, even if that review is they're idiots. As long as it's with a 5-star rating, doesn't matter. So if you could just do that for us, appreciate it. Because I don't know if you can actually rate and review on any other platform, because I'm lazy and I just use the Apple Podcast app that came with my phone. I don't listen on Podbean or Tiddlyclits or whatever shit they're listening to.
I do like Tiddlyclits, but only because of the tactile sensation.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you tune it in. You're like, ooh, what's my? They're like, you can't just do this. You just can't one finger flick it. You got to get.
You can until somebody just says you're done. It's fine. Just give up.
Nice effort, champ.
Yeah. Like a kid who's too scared to swing at a t-ball.
Yeah.
Nice effort, champ.
Nice effort, champ. Why don't you go hit the bench? I'll take care of this myself.
God damn it. What is going on today?
I don't know, man. We're both in a mood. I was in a fucking mood all week. I was in
me too.
Well, you're still scrubbing the plague out of your body. I was just a grumpy little piss bear.
Yeah.
All week. I just, like, last night I just looked at Nicole and I was like, I am sorry, dude. I don't know what my fucking deal is. And she was like, let's just eat pizza and drink booze about it. And I was like, that works. I ended up being in a great mood to talk to your brother at like 12:30 at night, and our and Bradford from Spliff Society.
There you go.
They tried to FaceTime both of us. I answered. Drew was like, I'm gonna
last night.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna try him. It would have been 1:30 your time.
Oh, dude, I was face down on the fucking couch.
That's what I kept saying. I'm like, he's trying to recover from the plague. He's asleep, and he's like, fuck him. I'm gonna try him again. Like,
no, my phone was off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I love you. Wait. No, just leave him alone. Leave the poor boy alone. He's had a rough day of healing and not dying. But yeah, man, I don't know what my fucking deal has been this week. I've just been, everything has just been everything. And I mean, I know sometimes you just have weeks like that, but man, if the dog walked across the floor too loudly, I was like, God damn it, that thing's loud. What is your deal? I wish I could figure it out. Sometimes, though, what I was told by my therapist is that sometimes it be like that.
Your therapist said sometimes it be like that?
No, actually what she said is sometimes it's just that way. And I was like, so what you're saying is sometimes it'd be like that? And she's like, that's not what I said, but if that helps you sleep at night, absolutely. This is the same therapist that I knew we were going to have a good relationship when I caught myself not saying fuck. And she was like, why are you not saying fuck? Go ahead and say fuck. You want to say fuck? Say fuck. I'm going to say fuck. So you should say fuck. Just say it right now. I was like, fuck? She's like, there. Does that feel better? I mean, kind of. Yeah. She's like, all right, then just talk. God damn it. Like, oh, I like you. I like you a lot.
Why would you censor yourself around a therapist? I mean, I get the impetus, but you know what? You're paying for the hour. Like, this is how I fucking talk, and this is how I fucking feel. No, I understand. Like, you want to be polite.
Yeah, I wanted to be polite. Yeah. And then, yeah, when she was like, just fucking talk. However you fucking talk. Like, literally, I love when she's just like, what the fuck? When I'm talking about something and she's like, what the fuck? No, stop there. Let's talk. And I'm like, oh, I knew I could work with her when she dropped F-bombs. And I was like, you're good. You're good. You know how to get to me. You know how to make me listen. When she,
you know what I need, baby.
You know what I need. You know what Papa needs.
Dirty talk. Dirty talk. Or just using swear words as expletives and punctuation. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, that's really that. If she did dirty talk, I think that's not a therapist, or at least not one that I need. Who's a big boy with trauma that needs to be worked out?
For some reason, I'm just picturing you having that conversation at like some kind of cafeteria, like in a hospital, and the woman is spooning like shitty, like spooning lasagna, not slicing, but spooning.
No, just
who's a dirty boy? Do you want some of this? No, I thought I did, but I know I don't now.
I don't. Do you have any shit on
Yikers. Yes, but it's not what you think.
Oh no.
No.
They don't let us take enough breaks here. Anyway.
I have diarrhea on a Spanish tile. Is that food? It is not. But it's cheap. I don't want it.
I don't. I can't even give this shit away.
Christ. I can't keep my mind on anything. Can we move on?
What are we moving on to?
I don't know. Whatever the fuck the topic is.
Oh, I'm supposed to have a topic. I'm ignoring it.
Nice.
I do have a topic, yes.
Okay. What do we got?
This would be the moment, though, where I throw it to our sponsor. And we're back.
Holy shit, we did it.
That may be the last time that you hear from them.
Would not surprise me.
Although, if they haven't dropped us for our for the commercials that we've made for them,
Jesus Christ, we are phoning in this show so hard.
It's just, this actually may be our best show ever.
Oh, good. It depends on who you're asking or what the scale is. It might on the Kinsey scale, depending. It might be pretty decent.
That's an idea.
What's that?
We both take the Kinsey scale test at some point.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, because we've done the furry test, we've done the kink test. I think we have to do the Kinsey. Okay, so here's the topic today. Hi, I used to have a bad stutter as a kid. Can you tell? So if anyone's like, you making fun of people that stutter? No, I'm making fun of myself, who used to and still does. Suck my ass. I got a show tonight. I have a show and I'm supposed to be the friendly host. I'm hosting it because it's my show at BuzzBomb. And how was the show? It was great. Because this will come out on Monday. It was awesome. Thanks for everyone.
We're not doing the show. We're currently attacking the show. It's like, God damn it. Listen to me. I'm sick. He's upset. Turn us off. I dare you.
I really am. I although I think people just are going to stay tuned in to just see where the fuck it goes.
Sincerely disagree, but please, what do you got?
Just how is he going to keep getting angrier, or is he going to chill out at any moment? I don't know. No one knows. I don't even know. I want to know. Anyway, yeah, the show at BuzzBomb was great. Thanks for everyone for coming out. I wanted to talk about sketch comedy.
Oh, fuck. All right. You for some reason think that I'm an expert. I just did it for a while, but okay.
Well, I was going to talk about like sketch comedy on TV specifically.
Okay.
But you've done much more sketch than I have. I've written some sketches. I've performed in sketch shows. But I don't know sketch comedy the way you know sketch comedy.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, hell, it's
this turned into an interview. I feel like I have to put on my tie. Okay, yes.
I feel like, yeah, I'm Mark Maron, and I'm going to start asking. So sketch comedy.
No, James Lipton, because I don't have to respect him, but I have to respect Maron.
So sketch comedy. When did you get hurt?
What? I would say mostly from day one when I fell backwards on a nail.
Yes.
I don't know.
The old sticking to a nail trick.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But sketch comedy's been on like since television started.
Yeah.
There has been sketch comedy. Like Milton Berle was all sketch comedy.
I would say my first exposure to it was the Carol Burnett show.
Yes.
Brilliant, utterly brilliant. God, that one made me laugh. She still does. There are some things that a lot of it still stands the test of time. Like it wasn't really. You don't have to play like that. Well, it was a different time. Some of it is just still just goddamn funny.
Like
it really is.
Tim Conway telling the elephant story, the Siamese elephants.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
No, I just mean like that falls in that category of like, excuse me, Mrs. Huygens, like shit like that, which means nothing if you've never seen it. But it's impossible to talk about old sketch comedy if you've never seen it, and to make it sound interesting to listen to. But I have no point. Move on.
Excellent. Well, I wanted to start with talking about the old stuff. You know, like Carol Burnett. I mean, you brought up Carol Burnett, the Sid Caesar's Show of Shows, which gave Mel Brooks his start. And Carl Reiner, excuse me, both Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner got their start on the Show of Shows, and then they became Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner off of that. I mean, you have to respect where. I mean, even Monty Python. I say, like, you know, even Monty Python, but Monty Python was still early enough that it was inspiring the modern sketch that I think we know now. We're taking a COVID break as I watch my best friend nearly
I'm muted.
I know you did, and everyone appreciates that, but I'm just giving a play-by-play because I feel terrible watching you do that.
What are you gonna
do? Sit here and empathize is what I'm going to do.
I didn't really know a lot of the old Sid Caesar stuff. I know like some of the old like Mel Brooks, like the 1,000-Year-Old Man, like you know, stuff like that. Where it's like, but as a sketch in quotes, it's those two guys sitting in front of a desk while there's somebody like who's hosting the show watching, and then it's kind of like going back and forth. I did that once or twice on the radio, and it seems weird to do a sketch with somebody else when you're not doing it live. It's just odd. You're like, is this landing? I don't know. But like my first sketch comedy, like I really didn't know that much about it, to be honest, except for yeah, Monty Python a little bit. I didn't. I knew less about it going in after I got it. Like I didn't really start studying it until I started doing it. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. It's kind of silly to do it that way, but it's true.
Well, but I mean, I know a lot of people. Like for me, I was a fan of stand-up from the moment I saw it and absorbed as much of it as I could growing up. But I know some people that were like, I wanted to do stand-up. So I did stand-up and then I started watching stand-up. And it's like, well,
Mhm.
why would you want to do it then if you hadn't really gotten into it? But I can understand that. But what I'm saying is we have to mention the old school sketch shows
Sure.
so that you and I can talk about the stuff that is more of our generation, the stuff that we know, and then we can argue with people, listeners, about our opinion about what the best sketch comedy show is
Oh
uh,
God.
for our, I guess we'll say our generation, because I mean, like, and when I say our generation, like Kids in the Hall,
Yeah,
they're all like on the very tail end of being the baby boom generation.
they're like about 10 to 15 years older than we are,
Yeah,
give or take. Yeah.
yeah. Nick and I looked up when we were watching the new season. We looked up their ages and we're like, okay, here's everyone is like late 50s, early 60s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah. But then you have, Kids in the Hall, the State. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
SNL has always been a staple since 77, 76. And somebody's yelling at their phone into the air right now, like it was 1970. God damn it, 75. Which, you know, I feel like you could take SNL and be like, yes, it's the grand poobah of sketch shows. It's been around for the longest. It's been on air for the longest, but I almost feel like they have to be taken out of the conversation
I
because they
agree
are
to
such
a
a
certain
different
extent.
entity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like because they are running sketches live, they are writing them that week, they are working them, they're trying to do as much punch up as possible. Whereas like shows like The State or Key and Peele or the Kids in the Hall can stop and say, okay, let's take it back, let's do this part again. They can say a line and go, hey, I think we need a punch up here. But I think my first like real introduction to sketch comedy was the Carol Burnett show. I'd watch that with my grandma
Mm-hmm.
because it was on syndication, and that was something that she and I watched together. And then as I got older, that's when I discovered. I mean, again, Saturday Night Live was always there. My sisters would let me stay up and watch it if mom wasn't around, and so I could watch that. And again, it's SNL. It's a complete it's a completely different thing unto itself. But then it was Kids in the Hall, and when I discovered Kids in the Hall, I was like, oh, this is insane. Insane. Beep, 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 beep. It's insanity. This is insane, and I love it because it was smart, but it was also stupid at the same time. And you knew, like, when you watched a sketch, you'd be like, oh, that's a Bruce sketch, or
Oh yeah.
that this is a sketch that Dave wrote. And it's I know, while yes, they are technically boomers, they really spoke to the Gen X sensibilities of comedy, where it was, okay, we're gonna do something very dark and you're still gonna laugh at it. I mean, this new season with Doomsday DJ, holy shit.
It was very good. I always go back and forth. Um, see, the problem with doing stuff like this is because I have an honest opinion and I have a hard time making jokes about it. this is not funny. What I'm about to say is not funny. I want to do just jokes and like talk about shit that's funny, but I personally don't really enjoy most sketch comedy. I really don't.
Yeah.
Even though I did it for like 10 years. I don't. It's like the same on TV. It just seems it's the same 8 jokes done different ways. But when you do something like you say, like underground, like the post-apocalyptic Foley joke, that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
But I know that most people don't respond to it. So none of this is interesting to listen to. I haven't done sketch in a very long time, but I used to adore doing like the really weird one sketch blackouts, because it's like a one joke rather, because like we just made a very, very weird joke. We made you think for 8 seconds and you're giggling because you're uncomfortable. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
But then you move on. My relationship with sketch, even though I did it for a long time, I really don't love it in the way that you love it. I don't think. I appreciate it, but I think that it's only like, I look at it like a Dali painting. Like, that's amazing. I love that. I don't want it in my house. Would I do one? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do my own version of that. I wouldn't put it in my own home though. No, that's not for everybody.
Well, so were you not a big fan of The State or anything?
I was a fan of The State. Honestly, when you say The State, my memory is so limited. All I can think of is I will dip my balls in it. Like, that's literally my only memory.
Louis, the guy who dips his balls in.
Yeah, that's it. I also didn't have MTV, because I think they were on MTV in the 90s. I didn't have that when I was a kid growing up. So like, you had to go to somebody else's house with one of those big satellite dishes that were the size of half a room to actually see The State. So I don't really know a lot of it. I stumbled into sketch. I stumbled into SNL. I stumbled into Second City, and I was lucky enough to get accepted into their program. But I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I still don't.
And anyone that claims they do know what they're doing, regardless of how long they've done it, I consider them a liar, or they've got a little, too much ego, in my opinion. Do you know what you're doing? No. Am I good at it? Kinda. Yeah, I'm pretty good at it, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing most of the time.
What is your favorite televised sketch of all time?
Hitler fucks a donkey.
Pardon?
Hitler fucks a donkey.
From?
Kids in the Hall.
I don't know that one.
It was the last episode of. It was on their last episode when they were doing
the most recent one.
No, of the first time they were on TV.
Oh, okay.
When they were like, because this is our last episode, we're going to do all the sketches that we were told we couldn't do. And
I have never seen this. I'm gonna watch it right now, like after we do it.
Yeah, it is. I don't know who wrote it. It kind of seems like a Dave Foley sketch, but Dave is standing there with it's not. Dave is a farmer, and he's standing there. I think it may be not Bruce. Oh, why can't I think of his name? Doesn't matter. Mark McKinney. There it is. And Mark is like down on his knees, looking like a little kid, and he's like, "Daddy, who's that man?" "Well, son, that's Hitler." "Daddy, what's Hitler doing?" "Well, son, he's fucking your donkey." And then it just cuts to Bruce McCullough dressed as Hitler, like behind a obviously fake donkey, and it's just, you just hear all these donkey noises and him just speaking gibberish German while and his hair's going everywhere, and he's just fucking the donkey. And it is my favorite sketch because that's it. It's just Hitler fucks a donkey. And the fact that they show it without showing it. Delicious. My second favorite is Pirate Kitten.
Yes.
It will always be forever my.
It's not good. Actually, it was good live. That was one of mine. I actually wrote most of that. Wrote, I say in quotes, but yeah, you can see it online, but it doesn't translate because you can't see the makeup on people's faces.
Yeah,
and the shitty old whatever.
That and Lester's Tasty Donuts
is not funny. I never thought that was funny.
Really?
No,
because I laughed my.
I tried to make that stupid sketch funny. Let's talk about a sketch that nobody's ever watched. Let's talk about it's so weird to talk about a sketch that nobody's ever watched on the show, or like a set that nobody's ever watched. Like,
okay,
oh yeah, that was great.
You're right. Oh, somebody doesn't like it when Papa compliments him.
No. That was 1,000 years ago.
Fine then. Then I will mention. It was actually on a list of. So I don't think this sketch could be done anymore, which pissed me off. The Richard Pryor Chevy Chase sketch, the dead honky.
Where he's a job interview.
It's and does word association, and yeah, it does all of the slurs. And
Chevy Chase says the N-word. Yeah.
And honky, 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 dead honky.
Yeah.
And when they're like, they couldn't do that nowadays. I'm like, yes, you probably could and should. As long as everyone, because it's not Chevy Chase is obviously the villain in it.
Yeah.
He's obviously a dick. He's being bested by by Richard Pryor throughout the whole thing. You could do that still. Like oh shit. One of the sketches that was on the list of you couldn't do this sketch anymore or you shouldn't do it, or this didn't age well, or one of those fucking whatever they say. The Chippendale sketch with Chris Farley.
That is brilliant and should easily last the test of time. Anybody who says that that's incorrect, it is just plain wrong. It's like when you watch Tropic Thunder and you're angry at Robert Downey Jr. for doing blackface. It's different.
Yeah,
they're making fun of that. In that sketch that you're talking about right now, Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze are in a contest for the last spot in a Chippendales thing. It's hysterical.
Yeah,
it's. I don't understand how you can't see how that's making fun of what it's trying to make fun of.
Yep.
And exactly. He's cool with that because he's a brilliant comic.
Yeah.
And that's his body, and that's his tool. An actor's tool is his body, his voice, his mind. So that is his tool. He's using it to make you laugh. That's the way he's built, man. Mm-hmm. Nobody's saying that he should slim down. That's his tool. He's using it in that way to make you happy. That's brilliant. That's what is supposed to happen. That's it.
Yeah, well, and the whole time, I love the word Swayze just keeps, man, I don't know. I think you're going to get it. You're such a good dancer.
And his name was Barney.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barney. No, I can't compete with Barney. I can't compete with Barney at all.
This is sketch adjacent. If you want to make this will be something. I don't know if you knew this. Do you know that John Lovitz beat the shit out of Andy Dick one time?
No, but I can't imagine that anybody who has ever met Andy Dick did not beat the shit out of him one time.
Well, so I guess Lovitz had a couple of run-ins with Andy Dick, and Andy Dick was always a dickhead. And then they were out to dinner one night, or Lovitz was out to dinner, sitting at a table with some friends. Andy Dick came sliding up, because I don't know if he really walks so much as he just slugs across the floor because he's a disgusting man. Also, just recently charged with sexual assault. So
I would say again.
Yeah.
Okay.
But comes up, drinks everyone's drink, and then looks at Lovitz and says, "I put the Phil Hartman curse on you. You're the next to die." And Lovitz took umbrage with that.
I would assume you should, because he was killed by his. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And it also didn't help that I think one of the rumors was Andy Dick had given Phil Hartman's wife drugs prior to.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that true?
That's one of those.
I mean, this is like almost 20 years ago. So
yeah, and it was one of those things that you read about and they're like, it's been said, when they're in the article, when it's already like doing a little sensationalism. But I guess Lovitz grabbed him by the head, picked him up, and then slammed his face on a bar like 4 times.
Ooh.
And then shoved him over a railing. And then turned around and was like, everybody, I'm sorry. Just
not a whole lot of gray area there.
I just kicked the shit out of Andy Dick. Jealous. But
I'm sure that nobody will know it was me. Time to go. I'm John Lovitz. I'm very recognizable.
I have to leave.
If there's a real world penguin, it would be me. Time to go.
Man, why didn't they hire Lovitz to play the penguin instead of putting?
DeVito did good.
Oh, see, I was thinking of the new one. Have you seen the new one?
No, I have not. No,
it's decent. Gid and Glenn and I watched it, and we went, all right. It was about a half hour too long. There was a lot of bullshit that could have been taken out, but like the fact that they, and Colin Farrell was great in it as the penguin, but the fact that they had to ugly him up so much, I'm like, why spend all the time and money uglying up this handsome actor when you've got a Richard Kind or a John Lovitz that really you just need like to just do a costume fitting and be like, good enough, go be sinister.
To be honest, married to a woman who does not do anything like with superheroes or like fantasy mostly, it's just not worth it to me at this point. It's like, wait, why is this Batman different than Michael Keaton's Batman, but Ben Affleck, and like there's like 17 different Spider-Mans. But I know, honey, it's different universes. I don't get that. It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
It doesn't. None of this.
But Marvel did all those Supermans and Spider-Mans in the same. Like, yeah, they are appropriate. But I don't know how to explain it to you, sweetheart. Go back to watching your Hallmark movies. I don't know.
You mean Hallmark, the channel that produced the greatest movie of all time, A Recipe for Desire, or Seduction? Excuse me, A Recipe for Seduction.
Yep. It was that was terrifying. It was so terrifying.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Yeah. It was fun. It could have been a Kids in the Hall sketch. See how I brought it all right around?
Oh, that's a very forced callback, but I'll give it to you.
It was hard. To go back to talking about sketch and comedy and such, have you watched, I think You Should Leave, the Tim Robinson?
I watched like a few episodes. There's a different way that sketch comedy is going, which I dig, but I don't resonate with. And it's actually a little bit older. That's like coming from like the Tim and Eric kind of style of like lunacy, and like just totally abstract lunacy sketch comedy, which I respect, but I've never laughed at.
Gotcha.
So I've watched that, and I'm like, I get why he was A, fired from SNL, but B, why he's brilliant, but also, again, C, just sketch comedy has to be like, I've done sketches for several hundred people that have killed, and in the back of my brain, I'm like, why in the fuck is this funny? Like, I don't get it. I know that I've done this formulaically to make this funny, but I'm like, I don't know why it's crushing. It is. And so I think You Should Leave is kind of in that vein for me. Like, I know people dig it. I know it takes a lot of creativity to do so. I don't really get it. And I know I'm probably wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You know why? Because comedy is subjective.
Yeah, true.
There's
I respect the hell out of it. I just don't respond to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and not every sketch. Like, there's sketches or episodes that Nick and I watched, and we were like, all right. I mean, They can't all be winners, but this is somebody obviously is going to like this. And then there's some episodes that I lost my shit over because it just would take these left-hand turns that I was not expecting. Even though it's Tim Robinson and you know that he's going to pull shit like that, you still are like, oh, I wasn't expecting this moment at this time. It just, I guess what it is, dude, I'm just a fan of comedy in general.
As am I, yeah.
Yeah. But I also know, like I said, that not every sketch show is for, like, people will be like, hey, have you watched this? And I'm like, nope. Well, oh, you should. It's really good. I only have so many hours in a day. And I'll give it a try. And there's some that I've watched and went, this is not for me. I am not the audience for this. Somebody is. It's just not me. And that's, again, with comedy being subjective, not everybody has to like everything.
No, and you shouldn't. Like, that's, but you should accept all of it. And if you don't like it, turn it off. That's all.
Well, all these people that are like, oh, SNL sucks. It sucks for no, it's just,
it's hit and miss for me, very much so.
Yeah. But it's also the sensibilities have changed because you get new writers, younger writers. It is a representation of a generation during that X time period. And, you know, if you like, I appreciate the shit out of it. Do I laugh at everything? No, but I also know that they're putting it together in a week, you know, screaming, you know, well, it's the day of the show, y'all, you know, just it's still like the production value and the writing is even if it doesn't make me laugh, I can recognize when it's good writing. And, you know, here's the other thing I love when people are like, oh, SNL sucks, they're too political now. And I'm like, they've always
leaned left. Come on.
Yeah, but they've always been political.
Yes.
Yeah, and yes, they've always leaned left because usually they are it's been a lot of Republicans in office, and so they take power to task. But like the other night, we were watching, I think it was the season finale, and it was Weekend Update, and Colin Jost and Michael Shea both made Biden jokes, and we're like, and pretty biting jokes, and I'm like, well, they're, because he's in power, they're making jokes about it, which that's what you should do. Whoever's in power, you should point and go, hey, they don't have no clothes.
True. But you have to understand, I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate. SNL is very leftist, so their jokes about Biden are going to be a lot less scathing than Trump. However, they should be, because Trump is a goddamn lunatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that, thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Christ.
So, any big plans this week?
No,
you motherfucker.
I'm gonna sit in a separate room from my wife and try not to keep coughing all over things. I'm just glad I can't get this tiny dog dead.
Cough into the dog. Maybe he can filter it.
Yeah. My whole plan is I don't want her to be upset with me because I drank because while she was gone, I'm like, oh, Christ almighty. All I need to do is have to sit in the other room and just like go into a corner.
Just let me have a nip. Just a nip.
Jesus Christ. No, there is nothing. I have nothing right now. I've slept 4 hours a night for last week. My tooth is out. I limp when I walk, and this dog hates me. I have nothing. You bastard.
I love you.
I love you back.
Oh, hey, by the way,
James Rose, we love you too.
We love James Rose. I real quick, I have dates.
Oh, good. Yeah, of course. Please go for it.
Oh, so we'll start, even though it's way in the future. I say way in the future, it's just a couple weeks. June 29th at Buzzbomb. Rena Calm will be there. We're doing a special show for her album release, because
Nice.
her first album through Helium Records, yes, that Helium, is coming out on Helium Comedy Clubs. So she's legit. Like, she's a big person now. She's a real big kid. But yeah, her album release party is gonna be June 29th at Buzzbomb. We're throwing it together. We're getting some vendors and such. We're just gonna have a party for
Very cool.
her album release. But for me, I need to find some details. I will be on the 15th. Is that right? I need to update my website, by the way. That reminds me. Yep, June 15th, I will be in Nashville, Tennessee. Finally get to do a show in Nashville.
Love that town. I'm actually wearing the goddamn, look at this.
Perfect.
My headband is a Nashville headband. I love Nashville.
But I'll be at the Bowery Vault, at the upstairs, where they have, I guess they do craft beer and craft wine and craft cocktails, and that will be at 7:00 at the Bowery Vault in Nashville. And then the next night I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee at, I think it's called Mr. Billy's Bar and Grill, which, when I looked it up, I was like, this is perfect. But because, when you go to places like that, you're always like, what am I getting into? And then I started looking at pictures and looking at their menu, and like, it's 5 stars on Facebook, it's 5 stars on Google, it's 5 stars, and it's like hundreds of reviews. And then I was like, all right, what kind of place? Oh, it's Mr. Billy's. And like, the cover photo is the old dude that used to, I guess, I don't know if he still runs it, his bib overalls and his feed cap, just waving. And I'm like, hey, all right.
Nice.
But like, the night before, or Tuesday night, they have a DJ, and they had like, Mr. Billy's had like the hunky dude XXL review, so they had like swinging dick dancers. So nice. I'm like, okay, this place seems this seems fun. It seems like an okay place.
Seems legit. Swinging dick dancers. That's what I'm.
Swinging dick dancers. That's what I look for in a place.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's next week, and maybe I'll pick something up on Friday on the way home, or maybe I'll just come home. So, because at the Sangamon County Fair on that Friday is Candlebox and Soul Asylum playing a concert.
Damn it. Some of the bands I loved from 25 years ago are now playing fairs, and I would be like, shit, I would actually like to go see that.
Yeah. It's we're like considering just grabbing the kids and being like, you have to suffer through this. You must know. You must know. Yeah, then a couple weeks after that, Nick and I'm doing some shows in Missouri, and then I'm meeting her over, and I'm driving over to in Indiana, forget where, but it's the Outlaw Music Festival, and Willie Nelson, Jason Isbell, and a handful of other people are playing. So we were like, fuck it, let's go do that. And then a few weeks after that, Drive By Truckers is playing at Taste of Chicago for free. So I was already gonna be up in Wisconsin, so we're gonna just go down to Chicago on the way home and watch Drive By Truckers. And then after that, no more fun. It's all the fun is done.
Well, I'll take care of the no more fun on this end.
Great. And yeah. I will be out here licking doorknobs.
Again, keep doing that until it's good.
I like the taste of pennies.
Who doesn't? Smart people,
yeah. People that don't drink like I do.
Right.
So anyway, that's That's all I got. I'll update my website probably tomorrow. I realized it hadn't been for a while. I think what is it, June? There's probably still like early May dates. Nice. And April dates still up there. I got to keep it updated.
Here's what you missed. Oh,
I kind of want to just give Willow. I just want to hire her and give her like $50 a month to just update my website for me.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I think she already said no once.
Oh, that's why. You offered the job and she said, "No, thank you, sir. No."
No, I do not want to.
This seems like your problem. Not mine.
Yeah, this is a you problem.
Maybe $75.
I'm going to up the offer. Yeah. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna offer her 60 because
okay.
That's how we bargain and see where she hits.
Very good.
And then we'll work from there.
Nicely done.
And I pray so that she doesn't actually listen to this episode. All right, pal.
Uncle Zig says you can get 75.
Son of a yeah. Well, I'm not releasing this episode. I'm just going to say something went wrong with the audio.
Good, I wouldn't. I don't know what the hell we did.
I thought it was a very good episode.
My pants have been off the whole time, and the dog's been on it. The dog is very warm on the... What did we learn?
I learned that that maybe you shouldn't have a dog.
I love you.
I love you back.
The best part's about hanging out with these guys.
God damn it, son of a bitch, motherfucker.